Brodes Media.
Holy hell. Holy hell was that an experience. Do you know how down bad you have to be as a baseball team to have a walk-off against a damn good Cubs team and the reaction be, go scratch. Go scratch your nuts. Go sniff. Go sniff the undercarriage. You got to prove a lot more to me. The reaction right now in this city is essentially, what in the world was that nonsense bullshit? And to be honest with you, we have every right to have that first thought. Yes, they snapped a 5-game losing skid. Yes, getting the win is important for the morale. Yes, watching Kemp have a moment was cool. And then to see the fellas dump water on him afterwards, all right, it's a feel-good story. He's the only thing I can feel good about him, and having Zach Wheeler back because he's just one of the most dominant starters in the game. So, yeah, I mean, that puts a smile on my face. But you know what pisses me off? Everything else! Getting thrown out at second base, Sosa and Nick, dude. Who do you think you are? And in the 8th, when we could have had a leadoff double, you get thrown out by 8,000 feet. You thought I was going to say 8 fucking thousand. But it's not like it matters anyway, because he had a leadoff double earlier in the game. And he had a free stay at the fucking Marriott second base as the rest of the crew behind him just stranded. Stranded him right at second base. So who's to say damage would have been done even if he did stay at first? You know how many hits they would have had to string together? An impossible amount for this group. You'd probably have somebody ground out into a double play, which was happening consistently. And the Alec Bohm 10th inning double play. Oh, man. This is coming right after, the 7th, when he had a chance to do something. He struck out looking. And then he had the 5th inning when he had a chance to do something and he couldn't make it happen then either. Whew. Wow. And how about when they tied the game up 1-1? They had bases loaded, no outs. They scored 1 run. They scored 1. And then I got to hear afterwards all the wow remarks about how cool it is to see these bunts. This team sucks. That's why they have to bunt. They stink. That's why they're bunting. Rojas can't do anything offensively. So you're so desperate you have to do that because you can't do anything else. And really, we're sitting here giving standing ovations for bunts. Do you know why they have to do that? Because they can't produce power. Do you know what this team was built to do? Hit with power. This is a joke. This is a joke. What else did I forget? Oh, Trey getting picked off. The only reason why you had a 2-1 lead is because Boyd threw it away from first base, and you were able to take advantage of a dumb mistake by him and a really piss-poor throw. But this team is a nightmare. So this is very strange, conflicted feelings for me. I always take pride in my group. But when it's this, what do you want me to do? Was that a winning baseball team? Be honest with me. They won a game. Was that a winning formula that is going to change the trajectory of who they are? Fuck no! And we even got Rob Thompson pregame. I'm starting to think Rob Thompson's doing this on purpose. And that is the job of the manager. But he did talk about the message he sent to the team. And it was very Rob Thompson-like. You know what? This is what Rob Thompson had to say before this game against Chicago in the dugout when he met with reporters. And he talked about the calm message to his players about staying confident.
I feel like guys are compressing. Is there anything you can kind of put your finger on right now?
Well, you know, I think it's natural to try and do too much when you're going through something like this. But every team goes through something like this every year. My 40 years in the game, I probably, especially in the big leagues, every year there's been a team, our team has gone through something. You just got to fight. Yeah, and these guys are doing the right things as far as preparation. They're playing hard. I think the energy level is up, but of course the frustration level is up as well. And you just gotta, ride the wave. Don't get too high. Don't get too low. Just keep playing.
Oh my God, talk about a boring way to try to inspire your team. And shame on you, Rob, because a day ago I was saying, hey, Rob, you're sort of in the back road here for me a little bit. Background, I don't know, the background. You're in the background. What the hell, back roads, country song? I don't know. Background. And I'm ripping Dave. And I'm ripping the players for their joke of at-bats and all this stuff. And then here you are the next day saying, yeah, I said don't ride the highs and don't ride the lows. Let's be calm and let's not try and do too much. Oh, yeah, riveting stuff. Yeah, this team really grabbed onto that message and played inspiring baseball tonight, Topper. Wow. But you know what? The more and more I'm starting to think about this, he knows the city hates his demeanor. He knows the city despises the way that he doesn't show fire. And look at what I'm doing right now. I am spending time ripping him a new asshole and destroying his tactics and angry about the way that he's just la-di-da-di-da-ing about his job. Exactly. This is the time I could have spent ripping Strom for getting annihilated again. And truth be told, once we got to the bullpen, I thought a few of those were going to carry. There were a few that pushed Max Kepler all the way to the left field wall, and I didn't expect it to carry that far, but this thing was carrying a little bit. But to protect his players, he knew this would aggravate people. He knew it would get people talking. So maybe he took one for the team and said, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to let him know. I doubled down. I tripled down. I did what I do, whether you like it or not. Talk about that, jerk-offs. I wonder if Rob Thompson has that way of thinking whatsoever. Maybe he doesn't. Maybe, truth be told, he says, I don't give a rat's ass about anybody. I'm going to manage my team the way I manage. This is the way that I manage. And you go scratch. That's possible, too. That's probably what it is. I'm probably overanalyzing. And he technically wins, because look at me. I'm the fool. I'm biting. But whatever. I mean, no surprise. You know what cracks me up, though? He talked this big game about, yeah, I've been thinking about some serious change. The hell was the change? What was the change? Trey Turner leading off. Kyle being moved. Here's what really ticks me off, though, that Rob did in this one. He kept mentioning how he'll have answers on where Bryce Harper is and where Aaron Nola is when the game's over. So here I am, after that journey of a game, wading through Phillies postgame live just to get the topper. Then the first 4 or 5 questions is about the game, which I really don't care about because that game sucked. And then we finally got a question about the 2. And he goes, oh, yeah, I didn't have a chance to talk to the trainer yet, so I don't have an update for you. Rob! I mean, that couldn't be more on purpose. So, bad news? I'm just asking. Bad news? Does this mean they're stretching out this Bryce Harper IL stint to something more serious? Because everybody and their mother knows that we are waiting to get an update on Bryce Harper. Oh, I just happened to not speak. I mean, come on, man. I wasn't born yesterday. So now I'm expecting the worst, which I was expecting anyway, because Bryce Harper made it very clear that it's going to take a while when he spoke to the media on Friday or Saturday, whatever that was during the Pittsburgh series. But thanks, Rob. Appreciate it for lying right to our faces. He also said, I guess this is the Rob Thompson show. He said Kevin Long's one of the best hitting coaches in the league. Hold on. The best hitting coach in baseball. He sucks. There must be really bad coaches all around baseball if he's the best. He sucks. Name me a player that has gotten better over the years. Bohm's gotten worse. Stott has gotten worse. Take a look at what Nick did his last year in Cincinnati and take a look at what he's done here since. Kyle's Kyle. Kyle's been doing this everywhere. Bryce, Kyle. Okay. Trey, single hitter. Trey. What are we doing here about him just being this great, phenomenal hitting coach? I need examples of this team showing massive improvement. Rojas, that would be a guy where it's, hey, he's not very good, and we have worked with him to get better. He's actually so bad that they just ask, please see if you can put the ball 3 feet in front of the catcher. Please, I beg of you. That's his job. See what I'm saying? Kevin Long stinks. Again, maybe it's part of what Rob Thompson is trying to do. He knew we hate Kevin Long. So if he was to rile up the media, rile up sports talk radio with a big statement made about Kevin Long that is very strong, we spend time on that and less time focusing on the crew. Well, touche, my friend, because here I am taking the bait. Let me tell you about my lawn. All right? Forget bait. Let's talk about lawns. I love my lawn. I love the way my lawn is recovering. I love the way my lawn is progressing through all the treatments that Green Lawn Fertilizing is, providing for me and my family. I get to wake up every day, make a cup of coffee, not think about my baseball team, but think about how much I dislike them, and check out my lawn in the backyard. Check out my lawn in the front yard. And it puts a big smile on my face. Green Lawn Fertilizing is based in the Philadelphia area and best in market. Experts in New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware. Listen, they really do sit down with you and educate you. They teach you about what is happening with your lawn, what the next steps are really all about, why the grass is looking this way. For example, there's a few brown spots. And they said, don't worry about it, Brodes. That's good. We killed the weeds that were there, and now it's time to build some new grass and get a nice foundation in there, but we had to kill the weeds first, and that's why those spots look the way that they do. Now, as we start to enhance our next wave and get our next treatment in here, you'll see the development. And I go, oh, you're the best. This is why I go to you. And right now, Green Lawn Fertilizing is offering 50% off your first 2 treatments, So they are offering 50% off your first 2 treatments. Do not miss out on this offer. Click the link down below. It'll send you to their website, and it'll send them a message saying, hey, Brodes sent me here, and you get that 50% off through the link down below. Do not be a fool. Make sure you get started today and join the Green Lawn Fertilizing family. All right, let's see. Is there anything else that I really hate about this team? Double play. Stott had one. Sosa had one. Marsh should have had one. He got very, 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 very lucky. I think I hit on everything I wanted to before we get to the anytime hotline calls. I've never been this weirdly angry and upset and beat up physically and mentally from my baseball team after a walk-off win. They just had a walk-off win. That should be filled with explosion. I should be so pumped up thinking about Brandon Marsh. When you had bases loaded, right? No outs. You go, come on, man. They're not going to screw this one up. They've screwed up a ton. They've done some really bad things, but they're not going to screw this up. And keep in mind, this is when Hernandez came off the bump at the top half of the inning. They stranded a runner on third base, so it's only a one-run game instead of a two-run game, which is insanely important to the morale of the team in the bottom half, looking for the dub for anybody who takes the mound. I should be juiced, thinking, hey, maybe, or hey, what if? But nasty, nasty, nasty tastes are in my mouth right now. Nasty tastes, it's disgusting inside my mouth. Putrid baseball on a day-to-day basis. And over time, it just beats me up. Where not even this could somehow give me a jolt. I can't even do the joke thing. Right, the typical, Phils are back, I'm so back, here we go. This is the magical turning point. This will be in the Phillies yearbook. Enter any of the cliches here. And I may have even said one already, but I didn't mean it if I did say one. I can't even joke around about it because it's not funny. What I just witnessed was not funny. That's as embarrassing of a baseball game. From the controllables that you can control the moment you step on the field. I mean, it's just unacceptable. And it's not winning baseball. That doesn't relate to a team that is going to do something serious. And I know over 162, you'll have games that don't. But when you're in the rut that you're in, when your offense, Rob mentioned post-game when I was waiting for the update on Bryson Nola, something along the lines of, we had X amount of base runners, I forget the number that it was, but only scored 4 runs and it went into extras. That is hard to do. Yeah, exactly. Their formula offensively, less about this game, more about the full body of work. It's so bad that the manager goes, I mean, what we did that? I mean, it made no sense. It's so hard to do it. We just only score 4 runs. You win it in extras, and you had that many men on base. That is crazy. Yeah, that's this offense. That's what this offense does every single night. More times than not, they underachieve. They can't get timely hits. They don't have stones. They don't have balls. They can't be clutch. Boom. Complete opposite of last year's almost 100 RBI. Stott is not the offensive player that we need him to be. When he is so elite. Not elite. So entertaining. Sorry, got carried away there. But when he does his thing, which he did a little bit ago, but it was for too short of a time, that's the Bryson Stott that I love. Unfortunately, that's not the Bryson Stott that we get. It just randomly appears for a minor stretch. And when you have first base open, oh, Kyle, go ahead. So the threat, in theory, that Kyle is, it's extra innings. Well, what are we going to do with that? We're not going to attack him, right? What are we going to do where we're at? Oh, it's simple. Go ahead, have first, by the way. So the limited threats that you do have, there are times, especially in extras, the way that it's set up. I don't need to face you, dude. And think about it. In extras, you had Trey on second base. You couldn't have asked for a better situation with speed. It's Trey. He could probably score from one of those stupid little bunts from second. And you screwed that up. Yeah. All right. Let's go to the Anytime Hotline. I don't know if I'm out to lunch. I don't know if I'm the only one that feels this harsh about it. But this is a bizarre state of mind. This isn't the norm. This isn't something that I do consistently. This is a very interesting, unique experience based off of this team that I don't get here often. I don't get here often. Very, very rarely. We are flirting in Sixers territory. Yeah, I don't know. Let's go to the phones.
Top Brodes. I don't think I've ever seen a baseball team try to lose a game as much as the Phillies did tonight. The amount of double plays this team goes into is disastrous. Alec Bohm leading the charge per usual. Alec first pitch swinging, Bohm. Guy doesn't see anything. He sucks. Even when Bryce comes back, which may be a while, put Otto Kemp there. I mean, the defense is probably going to be at least the same or a little better. So we don't know exactly how the hitting is going to be, but at least he can bunt. At least someone has some fundamentals. Because I know Rojas can't bunt, Marsh can't bunt, Bohm can't bunt. But I mean, they got it done. Credit to JT with a couple hits tonight. Glad to see that. Credit to the bullpen. Big innings by Hernandez. Romano. Shocking. Let's go win this series. Let's go for a sweep. We need it.
I can't do the bunting. The bunting doesn't make me happy. It actually makes me sad. It actually gives me the complete opposite feeling of, instead of, hey, at least he can do fundamentals, it's, wow, we are desperate. Wow, this is a shame. And, you may think, well, Brodes, hold on a second. Weren't they too reliant on the home run ball in previous years where we want them to play a small ball? And that's not who they are. It's just not this group doesn't make sense to do that. I don't think you make a team that was once built for softball mashing and then ask them to do things that they're not. They're not that. They're not a small ball team. That is not who they are. And it'll play itself out that way, and it'll be proven to you throughout the season to show you. That's how you come up with these problems. All these base runners, no one scores, this and that. That's not their structure. It's just not. This team is built best when they really, unfortunately, and it comes with flaws, but when they really buy into what they did in previous years. And the difference is you had more home run ability in those years, right? You had Rhys Hoskins, right-handed bat. You had a younger JT Realmuto. You had Bohm, who could at least give you doubles, right? And can contribute with extra base hits, which helps with that surge and that pulse that I'm looking for here with just this team that is able to have more juice behind what they are offensively. This small ball bunt single crap thing, Nick showing no power and Bryce not being the superstar and Kyle being the real only power threat in the lineup. You know what I'm saying? Let's go back to the phones.
Oh my word. This offense has me puking and throwing up all night long. But we got the win. I didn't see it coming. Not a single point during this game did I think we were going to win. We blew the lead. I knew it was going to happen. We take several innings and extra innings just to get a run across the plate, but we got enough. We got the 2 runs we needed. We didn't get one on our first try, but we didn't give up any. We gave up 1 on our second try, but we got 2 on our second try. And if it takes 2-inch perfect bunts to get that run and a Brandon Marsh hit with bases loaded and no outs in the 11th inning, we'll take it at this point. This skid needed to stop. We needed to end it. It happened. I don't know why I'm this excited. We shouldn't be this excited over winning 1 game, but that's where we are with this team. That's where we're at. We might lose the next 6. Who knows? But for some reason, we just have this way with the Cubs. We get swept by the Pirates, and we beat the Cubs. It makes no sense, but we'll take it. Finally, we got back in the W column. Can we keep it going, please? Please, pretty, please.
All right, listen, I appreciate the positive vibes. I do. I actually was looking for that. So I tweeted, what emotion should I be feeling, with the shrug emoji, not really knowing. And this is some of the answers I've got. Good for Otto Kemp, but that's it in my opinion. That's from our very own Amadeo. Dan says, let's just enjoy the W. They aren't fixed, still a lot of issues, but a win is a win. Jack says, relieved that they showed any urgency in the 11th. Joe R. says, if they all struck out after bases loaded, the rant would have revealed, okay, well, going to Hiroshima? Okay. No emotions. Brandon says, I don't know. Okay. Michael says, find out why Bohm was the only one that didn't congratulate Marsh. The falling out was really that bad? I didn't see any of this. Now there's video footage in the responses that says he literally ran up to celebrate with him. Yeah. And there is video footage of Bohm being the second guy up to Brandon Marsh, pumping him up on his chest. So that tweet made no sense. Relief and happiness. Be happy for once. They got to make this a streak. I feel good until tomorrow. All right. That's where we're at. Anyway. Wow. What a day. What an emotional journey. That was something. Appreciate you guys kicking it with me. I will talk to you all soon. Thank you all so much. Go Phils. How about that? You heard that little complexion in the voice? Go Phils. Hasn't been like that lately. Go Phils. Whoa. Maybe that means something. Talk to y'all soon.